everybody, what's up? Larry from the Movie Cranks here. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video today. I'm not going to be in the video. I've been playing Half-Life Alyx all day, which has been an awesome VR game. I haven't played VR for years, so I've been playing it. I've played about 3 hours of it. So anyways, but I did last night watch with Mike a new to VOD movie called Vivarium, starring Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots from my favorite movie of last year, Black Christmas. And this movie's about a young couple named Tom and Gemma who go into a real estate development, and they go in there with the idea of possibly purchasing a house. They get in there and they meet Martin, which has got to be one of the weirdest dudes you'll ever meet. 6 foot tall, perfect hair, not one out of place. All of his clothes look like they've just been neatly pressed. He looks perfect, almost like a character that you would see from a show that's kind of going back in time, maybe to the 1960s. And even these houses, these row houses that he's showing them, kind of have that look. They're very drab, they're very dreary, they're very one-dimensional. But they do, and they go with him to this community to look at these houses. And at one point, I almost felt like maybe they were interested. I mean, was I right? I really hope they weren't, because this is the ugliest community I've ever seen. But they turn around, and Martin's gone, and he's left them with row house number 9. And they get in their car. They're like, yep, let's just get out of here. They can't find their way back home. It's a big circle. They get on top of the house. You see nothing but row houses for as far as you can see. The sky's perfectly blue. The clouds perfectly round. They can't taste the food. They can't taste the wine. They can't smell. You lose all track of any of your senses in this world. If it is a world. I mean, they never go on to explain. I wanted so many answers, and I got nothing. And you know what? Just fuck this movie. It's like watching Lost, 5 years of Lost, and not getting the church scene. I mean, at least in Lost, we got a little bit of an answer. It may not have been the answer we want, but we got something. Here, this movie is just a big, long circle jerk. No answers come, nothing. What you do get is Gemma and Tom kind of going down the rabbit hole of mental illness. And I'm very kind of pissed off about that, because you get Tom, who starts digging a hole in the ground. I guess he thinks he can dig to fucking China. He finds something down in the hole, which I won't spoil. And he doesn't even show it to Gemma. He doesn't seem to really care that much about it. And then what happens to it after that point? Because it wasn't in the hole no more. Do you lock it in a room? They don't have a garage. Did he bury it somewhere else? Nothing gets answered. It's a big circle jerk. I don't know if this is what the director was going for, but I personally, myself, felt like I was in Purgatory watching this movie. I literally was so fucking bored for an hour and 37 minutes. It goes absolutely nowhere. Eventually, a box shows up on their doorstep with a little boy in it. The box says, "Raise the child and be released." So after a while, they attempt to start to raise the child. At this point, you find out this kid grows very rapidly. Apparently, he's not human, which, don't worry, you'll never know. You'll never find out, because it'll never get answered. But they take this kid in. The kid is weird. He talks weird. He screams. It's like the kid from hell. And he comes off kind of like a demon. He talks with a weird adult voice. His hair is perfect. He is the spitting image of Martin. And this drives them slowly down a rabbit hole of insanity. Tom starts digging harder and faster. He finds out that the soil isn't real, which I thought at one point maybe it was like a Martian soil. Maybe the soil, because it looked very red, could have been from Mars. I was hoping like to get some kind of answer at the end here. Maybe they were in some sort of locked in community on Mars, or a different planet, or a different world, but you get no fucking answers ever. It's very disappointing, guys. I can't rate this movie very well, which is really, really sad, because it just shits all over the performances given here by Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots. Jesse Eisenberg is actually pretty good in this movie. He wasn't coming off babbly like he does in a lot of his movies, like he just drank, 5 monsters.
Ahoy, ahoy! I did not know you were here.
He came off like a real person going down the rabbit hole of, I need to get the hell out of here. Then you got Imogen, Black Christmas. And I'm going to say here, I didn't really hate her in Black Christmas. I just don't like the writing of Black Christmas. Here, I thought she was good. The kid, fantastic. He was creepy. Even though at one point I can actually say that the kid, it's not really the kid acting, because there is a voiceover. This is definitely an adult voice. But the kid was good. He was creepy. But it's just the story underneath all this. Like at one point, she goes and chases the kid because he kind of walks off every day. At one point, he comes back with a book. And he gets this book, and she says, well, where did you get this book? And he starts imitating other people. He does weird imitations of Tom and Gemma, and it's right on. It's like third voice. And she says, well, can you imitate who you got this book from? And he's like, yep. And all of a sudden, like, his head kind of goes back, and his neck blows up like a frog. And he's like, and they never explain what he saw, who gave him this book, what else is out there. They attempt to try to see them at points by waiting for the boxes to be delivered, but they always fall asleep or they get knocked out. Something happens. You never get any answers. You wonder who the boy is. And at one point, Martin he just gets perturbed. He starts basically wanting to kill this kid. He throws him in the car. He's like, just leave him there. And that's when Gemma gets real just off the wall. I mean, she's going down the same problem because she starts seeing this kid as like her child and like she's the mother. Even though she does mention a lot during here, I am not your mother. But time passes. She doesn't allow him to hurt this kid, and he eventually grows into a weird ass adult. There's one point in which she starts following this adult to see where he goes, because he just walks off during the day. And he rips up the concrete, and he like goes underneath it, and she like follows him underneath there, and there's like, this movie is a rabbit hole, because she follows him down there, and it's all like almost like a surreal painting. She's going through different corridors and different houses, and you see other people who are in the same situation they're in, almost like different dimensions, but it never gets explained. And then she ends up right back in house number 9. Everything leads back to house number 9. But what is house number 9? You'll never know. What is this kid? You'll never know. How do you get out of this community? You never know. Where was this community at? You won't know. It answers no questions. It's the biggest circle jerk movie I've ever seen. It just goes around and around, and you're never going to get any clues. I mean, a clue would have been fine. An answer would have been great. But you don't get fucking anything. And there's even the end, which I won't spoil for you, but I will say someone in this group does make it out. And they just drive out in a car. It makes no sense. The whole story here, the whole breakdown, I think what he was trying to make you feel was purgatory. And I could see what they were trying to do here. But the audience needed answers. This was an extreme waste of time. It's slow. It's painful. However, the worst part is the ending, like I said, there's nothing. You do not get any sense of satisfaction or anything out of this movie. You actually, while watching this movie, feel like you're stuck in the movie. You feel like you're in purgatory. You're so bored. So if you do watch this movie, I'm going to warn you right now. I'm not going to say don't watch it. What I'm going to say is watch the first 10 minutes. If you're like, I need answers here, I want to know what's going on, turn it off. Because you're not going to get those answers. Nothing ever comes. You just end up going, I just wasted an hour and 37 minutes of my life to watch some artsy ass movie try to make a point that doesn't make a point, that doesn't give you any kind of answer to what their point was. You just watch it, you hate yourself for watching it, and then you go to bed. And then you wake up.
You creepy little mutant.
they basically make you feel like an idiot for watching this movie. It's just a very long movie that goes nowhere. Anyways, guys, thanks for coming out and checking out my review for Vivarium. Hopefully it helps you make your decision a little faster if you're going to watch this movie or not. Like I said, if you feel like you need answers to a movie like this, you need to quit watching. You won't get them. But other than that, I'm going to get out here. So until next time, like I said, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And I'll see you later, guys.